Yo! What is up, my beach-looking people? My name is Frank, here on Beach Looking Guy, and welcome back to another Skim Tips video. It's good to see you guys. It's been a while, I know. It always is. I do this stuff every now and again, but here we are. We're back again. It's almost spring and summer, so let's get some tips out there for y'all so you can get out there and shred. So first of all, I just want to say, guys, this video is brought to you by my brand, Stoke Boat. It's my just little clothing project thingy for skimboarding and beach skating, whatever stuff. So I make hats and towels, like my skim towel here and stuff like that. So if you guys want to help support me and just show some love, rep my merch, I'd really love it if you grab some stuff. That'd be sick. Anyways, let's get to the tips. So today's video, I want to talk to you about wraps and how to wrap a wave properly, how to get to the wave, how to get around it, and how to ride it back to shore. Because that is something I've seen so many people have a hard time with. And I've had a couple little tips that I've been handing out to some of my friends here and there, and I've seen them have some great success with these things. So I wanted to help bring them to more people. And so that's what we're going to talk about here. Tips to help you guys get some good old wraps. First of all, I gotta preface this one thing here is that wrapping a wave is a high level part of skimboarding. It's not something that you could just go out and learn how to do within a couple hours in most cases, because the thing is you gotta be good at getting on the board and sliding. If you're not good at just these things, wrapping a wave is going to be basically impossible. You have to have really good control. You have to be really good at reading the waves and the water and timing and speed, and the list goes on. If you cannot do any of these things at a very, very good level, then wrapping is going to be next to impossible, plain and simple. So make sure that you're really not getting ahead of yourself here. You really want to have a solid drop. You're confident, fast, and smooth type of drop that you're not falling all the time on. This is really what's going to make or break wrapping waves. If you're messing up your drop, wrapping the wave just won't happen. So make sure you're getting reps, you're getting practice, you have a lot of beach and board time. If you don't have any of that, this is just going to be a really tough thing to learn. You have to be down there all the time and practicing it and getting the reps in, plain and simple. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to talk about this stuff assuming that you're pretty decent, if not very good at all these things, and you just need some of the little details that are going to get you on and around the wave successfully. First tip I really like to share with people is about getting stale. What is getting stale or being stale on your skimboard? So it's kind of just like freezing up. It's when you like get on your board and you're going out to a wave and you kind of just get in this one position with your hips and your knees and everything, and you're kind of just stuck there. And the water, being on the water, really doesn't like this type of technique because water is fluid. It's got a lot of motion to it, right? And if you're not moving with the water, it's not going to react well with your board. And in most cases, you're probably putting way too much pressure on the board itself. So being able to flow with the water, to have your knees and your hips react with the way the water is moving is going to be huge towards getting you out to the wave and on the wave. Being stale is just, getting on your board and kind of freezing up and not really moving with the water, being loose and fluid with the water. When you do a lot of sand sliding and skimming on the sand, you don't really have to be fluid like this. And in most cases you can't. You're on the sand, so there isn't that fluid motion of being on actual thicker water, right? So if you're just now learning how to get on the water and everything, this is probably one of your biggest problems, is just being too stale. You need to learn how to be loose in using your hips and your knees. One way I really like to practice this is just riding a skateboard. Certain types of skateboards, ones with like really loose trucks, like Carver skateboards, for example, they're very loose and they ride somewhat like a skimboard or a surfboard, and it lets you learn on a good solid surface how to be loose and flow. If you can get on a skateboard and you can flow around and move around without pushing like you normally would, you take your foot off and you push yourself. If you can move around without doing that, it's going to translate very well over to skimboarding. So that's one way that I like to practice it without actually being at the beach and spending time on the water. Doing, these things on the water can be a little difficult. So first, really getting used to it and getting the motions down on dry land and on a skateboard can help a lot. So that also comes down to using your knees. I have given this tip out to quite a few of my friends, and every now and again I get someone who tells me that they can't bend their knees. And this is kind of silly to me. I don't really understand how you can't bend your knees, because that's what your knees are made for. That's what they're there for, is to bend. I mean, can you squat? Bending your knees is going to make a huge difference in your ability to not stay stale. Being stale often comes from not having good hip and knee motion. So being able to squat and stand up and move around with the water and everything is going to really make a big difference. If you're just getting on the board and you're not doing any of this, there's a good chance you're just putting way too much pressure on the board, and the board's going to sink like a rock. You're going to lose all kinds of momentum. You're going to get to the wave and you're just going to bog out, and you're going to be like, what happened? I had no speed when I got to the wave. If you're getting to the wave and it seems like your speed is just gone, there's a good chance you're too stale and you're putting too much pressure on the board and it's just sinking. So knowing how to really squat and use your hips and move with the water and be loose is going to allow you to stay afloat and keep good momentum. One last shout out to my brand, Stoke Boat. I got shirts, hats, backpacks, skim minis, and all kinds of stuff. Help your boy out, show some love, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see ya.